Guys, we are live. Look who it is. It's a VIP again. Katerine Duska from Greece, 2019. Thank you so much for joining us. How
Thank
are
you,
you?
guys. Thank you for the invitation. I'm doing very well. How are you?
Oh, well, so much better for seeing you. We were just saying it's been like since Tel Aviv ended in like May, how quickly the time has gone. And it's so great to see you again now.
Very quickly. Thank you so much. Very quickly, but I mean, yeah, in one way, I feel like, wow, that was a year ago. In another way, I feel like, wow, like I've been doing so, like, I just feel like it's been such a busy and full year that, yeah, it kind of feels like there's been like quite a distance in space, but at the same time it's because it was such a vivid experience. Again, it just feels very close and very familiar, so it's weird. Yeah. That's what Eurovision does to you.
Like I always say to people, it's like, are you like people that are just going into Eurovision for a year? I'm always like, it's going to be crazy, right? It's going to be full on and it's going to be crazy, but you'll love it.
Yeah,
Mm.
definitely. It's really like no other experience. And I mean, I remember saying this exact same thing last year. I don't want to be repeating myself, but in retrospect, I still stand by that. It's just such a like something so different. I mean, for me as well, because I had never really entered a competition before. So it was, definitely a very like a brand new experience. But again, I mean, Eurovision is just like as extra as it gets. It's so over the top, and every single second of it is extremely exciting and very new. So yeah, I mean, it's intense. It's a lot. It's not always, you know, uh, perfect. It's not always pink, but it's worth it. Definitely worth it. I mean, for me it was definitely boot camp, and I just felt like I kind of like entered like I don't know, like a performing arts university or something. It was just that's how intense of a program it was.
Hmm. And what you brought was really quite different to what everybody else had. You alluded to the pink, and it really was like such an
Mhm.
aesthetic that it really stood out in so many ways. And the thing
Thank
that
you.
really surprised me was
Mhm.
I listened to the music that you made before then, like the album Embodiment, and
Yeah.
it was sonically it was so different. And I
Yeah.
always wanted to ask, how did it feel going into the contest with something that you weren't really known for? With a style that you weren't known for.
Um, well, that's a really great question. Thank you. I mean, Embodiment was my, my first album. I was a baby, and it was a very everything was. I was like I was extremely inexperienced and learning as I was going along. And it's just it's a very indie album, like very lo-fi, very homemade. Let's say that's what it sounds like, and um, like not very cohesive. I mean, some people like that, some people don't really like that, but it was so many songs that I had accumulated in like in a while, and I just wanted to tell all of those stories because it was my first album and what I was dreaming about for so many years. So it's it's a very different separate chapter of everything else that I've done sonically, I would say. So Better Love, I think, was like the first kind of production that I felt, yeah, like now we're sort of like going through, like we're going through a path um, that feels a lot more like me right now, just a bigger production, a bigger sound. And I think it definitely just opened the way for my new songs like that I released this past year, and the album that I'm gonna come out with in a few months. So yeah, I mean, that being said, I think that Better Love was um it was an important track for me. I think it was the beginning of something.
Hmm.
Uh, we're just going to go to the live chat because loads of people here wanting to say hello. So we've got Oran, who is from Ireland. So you were in her top two last year.
Thank
There
you
you
so
go.
much.
We've got Morton V. Your song was so brilliant and full of class.
Thank
Oran,
you.
Orion again saying that you were robbed. You should have been in the top 10. Hello to Costas. Yes. Oh my God, really? She is here. Katerine is here.
I am. That's Costa. I'm guessing he's Greek. Costas is a Greek name, so.
Yeah. Let's have a look. We've got I can't Davis. I hope I said that right. Katerina, you might have to read this name for me.
It wasn't Greek, so.
Oh no, okay.
No.
We've got Barbara as well in the house. Hey, Barbara.
Oh,
Hey,
Barbara Palma. Yeah, she's a great fan. Thank you, Barbara. She's always following me, so she's amazing. She's like just a beacon of light all the time.
Oh, how nice. We've also got Jamie Brennan. We've got Cypher Fox. We've got another name that I can't read, but wants to know what you thought about Stefania's song this year, Supergirl.
That is Evangelia. That's also a Greek name. And yeah, I think that Stefania is such a talented creature. Like, she's so young, she's so pretty. I think she's just really a well-rounded performer, even though, I mean, we didn't get to see her, but I think you could tell a lot from, you know, from everything that she showcased till now. And I think that it's definitely a song. It had a very experienced team behind it concerning Eurovision, and I mean, I think that it would have done very well. I mean, they understand, I think, the Eurovision world very well, and I think that it was something that Stefania would have been able to support very well.
We've also got Sarah O'Halloran wants to know, do you like dancing? Because she does.
I do like dancing. Who doesn't? I think even you don't?
No, I do.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I think that we all like dancing. Maybe not everyone likes dancing publicly, but I think that I think every single person likes dancing and singing, even if it's, you know, in their bathroom or their bedroom or.
Mm-hmm. It's something that we all have to do at one point in our life, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if we have to, but I think that we just feel this need to, you know. It's
yeah, exactly,
in our nature. That's it.
Yeah.
Have you ever done like a proper like banger dance track? Would you ever do one? Because you've got such distinct vocals.
I mean, yeah, why not? I mean, it depends, you know. Maybe doing. There is a track that's going to come out very soon, actually, that I think is it definitely makes you dance, and it has a bit like sort of like neo disco vibes. So yeah, but it's just something done in the way that I would express myself. It's
we love the sound
done
of that.
in my personal style, but I definitely love songs that make you move, you know, that make you groove to them. Definitely.
Oh, we can't wait to hear. We've got Rapidis loves you.
Yes, Rapidis, thank you so much.
We've got Roasted Pineapple. I love that username.
Roasted, wow.
Better Love is by far the best Greek entry, and you were I think his favorite singer here in Greece, most underrated song.
Oh, thank you. That's, you know, again, that's the beauty of Eurovision. It just it gives you that opening to such a like really big fan base. So many different people get to see you and get to know you and listen to your music. And I really feel like so many people have shown me so much love. And, you know, I mean, despite the rank and the position, it's obviously a competition. So you get, you know, you expect everything once you put yourself in that position to enter a competition. But I mean, despite the rank, I just feel like I've gotten so much respect from people, and that's just been really beautiful.
Tell us about like the reaction you had from fans since from when you were announced. There was a flood of positivity around your song and you as an artist.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. I mean, I'm very humble, you know. I don't really feel comfortable talking about these things, but I did feel like really showered with a lot of love. So I think it was definitely it has been a milestone for me. You know, the Eurovision stop, and the whole like better love era. I mean, it's a song that made it really traveled the world and made it into so many charts and viral charts, and that's really who I would have never like even imagined that, like so much than any artist could ever really like that. Very few artists, I mean, could experience that in the world. So I'm just very, very grateful for everything that it brought, and mainly because this is the way that I choose to deal with life. I just learned so much, and 1 year later, I just feel I feel like I'm at a really good place artistically. I just think that I would not be the same person if it weren't for Eurovision and for that whole experience. So again, just the appreciation and gratefulness.
Mm-hmm. I want to, sorry, I want to share a story with you. I haven't told you yet, but I'm from Toronto.
Really?
Yeah. And one thing that really made me happy was that the day after Eurovision, there was a news piece where they were just talking about how it happened and that Duncan Lawrence had won from the Netherlands. But then they made a mention of you because you were the Canadian in the final. And it was, and I think they even talked to some people in the Greek community in Montreal, and it was just really nice to hear that acknowledgement and that because you kind of have two homes, and even though Canada is so loosely associated with Eurovision, it was great to see that acknowledgement of you.
Yeah, definitely. And again, thank you for saying that. I totally, I absolutely agree. And yeah, there were. I mean, you guys know this, better than anyone, but Eurovision has been getting a lot of buzz in the US, North America, Canada, last years, a lot more than it used to. So, and it definitely has a fan base as well. And yeah, I think people did get excited, to know that their fellow Canadian was participating. And yeah, again, so many people have just been so sweet, honestly, to me. So.
Mm-hmm. And also, this moment right here with the two of us in this conversation is probably the most Canadian thing to happen to Eurovision since Celine Dion. Just saying.
Love it.
Oh. Katerine, you have to help me again with this one. Sorry.
Γεια σου, Κατερίνα, από το Infe Greece. Αγαπάμε. Oh, thank you. Και εγώ σας αγαπώ. I love you guys too. So this is Infe Greece. That's a Euro fan club. And they're just saying hi, and they're sending their love.
Well, hey, Euroboy 4, thanks for joining us. You're in our lives all the time. We really appreciate it. So I have to ask, because you've talked about kind of the year just gone, and you've talked about a new album coming up. Can you tell us about the process behind the new album and what we can expect? It sounds like we're going to expect something a little bit different, maybe, or a different evolution from what you've done previously.
Yeah, definitely. Very evolved and very different, I would say. Yeah, so the first single from this album, it's going to be an EP, 5-track EP, was released last month. And that song is called Sanctuary. So that was our first release. Unfortunately, because it came out basically the day that, we kind of had to go through the lockdown. We weren't able to shoot the video. It was kind of a campaign, cut in half. So hopefully when we get out of our houses, I'll be able to complete the video and also have the next release as well at the same time. So it's definitely, I think I would say the only common part, what ties it with Better Love is, again, the big production, like the heavy kind of pop production. But it's a lot darker than Better Love. The Better Love was not dark at all. It was very hopeful and, very bright and very pink. So, yeah, this is, I would say, a very different aspect of my personality.
If you don't mind me saying, it sounds like your voice has matured still, even over that short period, because your voice really, really stands out on on Sanctuary, the track.
Ah, really? Thank you, thank you. I'm sure I have evolved just because I've been working really hard, and the more you work, the more you evolve, and the more you learn. So the better, the more efficient you become at everything that you do. So I guess I have, but thank you for saying that.
And in terms of the video, because obviously you got the lyric video on your YouTube channel. So guys, if you haven't subscribed on the YouTube channel, make sure you go and do that. Can you tell us about the plans for the video? You'll have to give us a little teaser, or have plans changed slightly because of kind of the situation at the moment?
I'm a little bit superstitious.
Okay.
And every single time I talk about something that's not finalized, I always end up saying, shit, I should have never ever mentioned it. So
All right. Well,
because I'm just afraid that I really, really hope that we'll be able to film it. That's it. That's just my only thing. So I'd rather not say anything and not create any expectations. But what I could definitely promise is a lot of content. I mean, because we're gonna be building this EP with quite a few singles. So I mean, I could definitely promise that. It's just that right now times are so unstable, so I can't really make any promises. It's very hard for us to make plans, really. It's very hard. So we're just in a very DIY state, and trying to create from home as whatever we could, as much as we could do. But I definitely, again, don't want to be releasing anything that I don't think is top level for me. So
Euroboy 4 as well just wants to mention your song, I'm going to say Animosh. You know what, I'm so bad with pronouncing words.
It's very easy. It's Animosh.
Animosh.
S. And not sh, but su, s.
Animals. Okay.
Yeah, that's how easy it is. Yeah, thank you so much. That was actually written with Leon of Athens and David Snedden, the same team that brought you Better Love. And David has become really like a long-term collaborator. We wrote all of the songs on the EP together, and I just love him so much. And yeah, I think it's one of those tracks, Animals, that could so easily work with English lyrics as well, because it has like a very Western kind of sound, as all of my songs do anyway. But this was my first original song with Greek lyrics that I had ever done.
Well, you know what? Can I ask a favor? I'd love to hear you sing a little bit.
Of Animals?
Would you mind? Yeah, and Sanctuary as well, if you can.
Of course, definitely. All right. Ανέμος βιαστικός μου ψιθύρισε, μείνε εδώ. Θέλω το πόνο στα μάτια, τη σκόνη, τη φωτιά. Θέλω να αντέξω ακόμα μια ανάσα στα βαθιά. Φύσηξε μπροστά, όλα αρχίζουν ξαφνικά αυτό το βράδυ. Ανέμος, ανέμος, τώρα γίνομαι ανέμος.
Woo!
Beautiful.
Love it. Well, I love your voice so much.
Thank you so much. And I'll do a little bit of Sanctuary. So
yes.
Let me take it from the second verse. As we're slowly awakening, shimmers in the distance, a secret force unveils. On this day of reckoning, no longer a distant lover, I'll soon be easing your pain. So we on tonight, I could be who you call for life. Mouth to mouth, seal up all your ghosts and lies. I could come through if you abide. Sanctuary for you. I don't wanna wait. I don't wanna wait. Sanctuary for you. I don't wanna wait. No, I don't wanna wait. On tonight, I could be. Get it on for life. I could be.
Yes.
Wow. How
You've got
lucky are
such,
we, honestly?
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
you've got such a range as well, because you can actually go quite low with your voice,
Yeah, very
as
low.
well as like super, super, super high, like you did in Better Love. We were trying to recreate that note before we came on. I just can't do it anymore.
Did you actually try to recreate that note?
Don't know if you remember this, but we did a video in Tel Aviv, and I did try and do that note, and I was really proud of myself. And then we showed it to you,
Oh yeah,
and I got
right.
really embarrassed.
I can't. Yeah, I remember that actually. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you were all right actually. You did pretty well.
Oh, I still feel so bad because I just butcher your song every time I try and sing it. It's
That's
such a
not
beautiful
true.
song.
That's not true.
Everyone in the live loved you singing. There's some comments. I don't know what some of these Greek comments for Nara.
Fonara means it's kind of like slang for incredible voice.
There you go. We want more Greek songs, apparently. We've got
More Greek songs are definitely going to come as well. Yeah.
yes. It's such a beautiful language as well. I was always taught when my Greek friend used to try and teach me some Greek words, that you speak Greek like you're singing it. Does that make sense to you? It's like a kind of a musical language.
I'm not sure. I always thought that Italian, obviously is a very musical language. I don't. Maybe definitely. Maybe Greek does have a musicality to it as well. Yeah.
We've got
It's
Olympics.
it's a very passionate language. So it definitely has a lot of dynamics. So.
Oh, we love a bit of passion as well. Can't beat a bit of passion. We've got Olympic Song Contest, who's joined us from Croatia, sending you lots of love.
Thank you.
We've got Stephen Allen. It was very specific. Stephen, do you still keep in touch with Michael Rice? I think we'll open it up. Are you still in touch with any of the participants from last year?
I mean, through Instagram, yeah. Sure. I mean, we don't, see each other, but through DMs and reactions and comments.
There you go.
And yeah, and definitely Michael Rice is one of them, because he is a very, very, he's something else. He really is. Like, he's just the kind of guy that brightens up your day. His whole just way of dealing, I think, with everything. He's just very chill. He's very nonchalant.
Yeah.
And he's genuine. He's authentic.
Yeah, you get what you see with Michael Rice, I think. So I have to ask you about your work ethic as well, because we do a lot of these live videos, and we have done since Tel Aviv. And one of the questions we always get asked is about we asked a lot about the artist. And one of the things I've always said about you is that I don't think I saw anyone do as much press as you. You were in that press center for like 6 hours straight, I think, at one point doing interviews.
That's true. I really hate saying no to people. It's a problem. It's an issue. I mean, especially when someone's just so nice, and just how can you say no to someone that really wants an interview? I don't know. I didn't have the heart to say no to anyone.
Well, I'm glad you never said no to us.
I'm very glad as well.
And we got to do 2 interviews with you, or 3 in Tel Aviv, actually, because you're on the orange carpet as well.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I mean, your interviews, and I'm not just saying this, but I mean, they were definitely, my favorites.
Oh, thank you. We always had a lot of fun talking to you.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's the thing, it was so fun. We laughed so hard, that I would just forget that, honestly, I was in that press room for 6 hours straight, like haven't eaten anything. But that's just the Eurovision vibe. It makes you forget that you haven't slept, that you haven't eaten, that you haven't gotten a break, because everything is just very there's a very happy vibe.
Oh, and it's so full on. It's exhausting when it's all over, isn't it?
That's the thing. I mean, it really hit me when it was done because I like I think I told you this before, but I was in bed for almost 3 weeks after it.
Wow.
Me too.
I couldn't I couldn't do anything because it was 6 months of nonstop. Not one day, not I literally I didn't even have one day off in 6 months, and there was just so much going on, and I was like on top of everything that was going on, so it was exhausting. But again, I really wouldn't take it back because it just gave me the opportunity to learn so much, and again, that's why I feel at my best right now.
Well, more fans are wanting to say hello. We've got a Greek dynasty. Yasu, Katerine Duska.
Yasu.
Yasu. Oh, how did I not get that? Yasu.
Yasu. Oh, I mean, okay, Yasu and Yasu are very close. That's. I'm surprised that you could pronounce the the ya. That's not easy.
Oh, I get so embarrassed when I'm trying to say words from another language. I'm just terrible. We've also got ESC Manga saying hello. We've got a very serious question for you. I hope you're okay with answering this one. It's probably one of the most important questions. Feta or halloumi?
Oh,
I'm going to judge you on this answer, by the way. So
I cannot pick.
I would have a hard time picking as well.
I honestly love them both. I love them both, and I love food, so it's very hard for me to pick.
Oh, I'd go for feta.
You go for? Have you had halloumi?
Yeah, I've had halloumi. I mean, the halloumi that I've had is really, really salty. I love Greek salads so much with feta. Oh, love it.
Yeah.
We've got Emma who wants to say hello. You're beautiful. She is very beautiful. The other thing I remember from Tel Aviv, just your fashion as well, because you were bringing out some amazing outfits, even when you were in the press centre, when you were on the red. It wasn't red. What colour was the carpet? I remember what colour the carpet was. Orange.
Yeah. Orange. Thank you. I mean, I do. I love fashion, and honestly, if I had more time, it would have been, even I would have put even more time into it. I mean, luckily, I definitely had people to help me out with it, and just a great bunch of collaborators. But yeah, I mean, fashion is always something. My mom used to make clothes when I was a little girl, and I used to wear so many of her costumes. So I think it's in my DNA.
Well, if you remember, you promised to take me shopping sometimes. I'm still waiting. Maybe after this is all over.
Oh.
We're good.
You mentioned collaborators, and I wanted to know, because you've been really open to collaborating musically as well, and I wanted to know if there was anyone in the Eurovision sphere, whether it was from the year that you competed or this year or in the past, that you would see as somebody that you'd want to collaborate with.
Yeah, but again, like different artists, like different styles. I mean, definitely. You might last year, like my favorites were Duncan Lawrence, and Mahmoud was great too. They were always. I think that sonically and aesthetically, they were. I think they were the closest to my style. And who else? And again, that wonderful artist, Sobral, that won. When was it? 2 years ago? Was it?
3 years ago.
Was it the 17?
Yeah.
2017, 1917. 2017. Yeah, I definitely to get a little bit of air. Too much home time. But yeah, he's also wonderful. So because I also love jazz music, I think that if we were to collaborate, I would do something different, obviously, than what I'm doing right now, which is a lot more pop. But yeah, I could see myself in something like that as well. And his voice is gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'd be so down for you doing a collab with Mahmood as well. That would just be
Yeah,
insane.
he's amazing. He's amazing. Yeah.
Oh, you need to send him a message on Insta because now I've got that in my head. It has to happen.
Yeah, you never know. Yeah. But
It'd be
he's
great.
I mean aesthetically he's really on the top of his game, and it's great that you know, like Eurovision I think really again like helped him expand, and he's doing his thing, you know, and he's come out with so many songs and they're, you know, they all sound great, and he definitely has his identity.
We've Clara's joined us, and she says that your manicures were the best in Tel Aviv. Apparently, I
Wow,
don't know anything about nails.
I definitely do not want to show you guys my nails right now.
So
Thank
Clara
you. I do
Clara
have
was
good manicures in Tel Aviv, and I think that was probably the only period in my whole life where I've had good manicures.
Clara's part of Team Eurovoxx, so she was on the red carpet, the orange carpet with us, and I remember her saying then that your nails were always amazing. Um, she's also asking, would you represent Greece again with a song in Greek?
That's a good question. I mean, I always say never. Because, you know, every single time I've been like, no, and then I've proven myself wrong. So, but I mean, I'm going to be honest at this point. I just feel like I'm just so full of the whole, like in a very good way, you know, the whole Eurovision experience. So it's not like something that I don't know down the line how I would feel about it, and definitely, I mean, a Greek song, why not? I love the language, and you know, I love singing in Greek as well. But again, it's not something that's on my mind right now. I really feel like I really lived it 100%. I gave it my all.
Mm.
And you ended with an amazing product as well, isn't it? It's like the performance, the staging, everything was just magical about that song. So
Thank you. It's not. I'm not saying that I wouldn't change things, and obviously, it's you know, in retrospect, like when you look back, who doesn't want to change things? Like that's like in our nature as artists. You know, there's this wonderful quote that if you look back a year, you know, in your career, and you don't feel embarrassed, and you haven't evolved enough, you know, it's so obviously I would do things differently, and again, it's a very, when you're inexperienced, it's a very difficult platform. You know, there are like a lot of technical things that people really, you know, they're not aware of, because most people are like, oh, okay, it's a song, it's a staging that someone else is doing, and you just go on stage and you sing, you know. But it's, if only it were that simple. So I'm not saying that I wouldn't do some things differently, but I did give it, you know, my all regardless, within the circumstances, and you know, within the, you know, the time that we had, and the resources obviously that we had, and that's why I feel full. But you know, obviously, if I were to go, I, of course, you know, I would come into this with a lot more experience and with a lot more knowledge about how it works, and I would definitely do things differently, some things differently, and some no, you know.
Would there be anything that you would, if there was an artist who was about to go and do Eurovision and you had the opportunity to meet them, would there be anything specific, any kind of specific advice that you would give them?
Specific advice. I mean, I think that it's important to have people around you that are very that are acquainted with Eurovision. You know, it's important. I'm not saying that it always has to be like that, but I think that it helps. Like I mean, if the less that you have to do as a performer, I think the better. You know, so I think that it's important for everyone to have like a very solid team, and obviously to have the resources, because it is an expensive endeavor. So yeah, definitely that counts. But I mean, regardless, I think that just being yourself and staying true to yourself and putting out your message, you know, people getting to know who you are, like, you know, seeing through you. I think that's something that you just take with you, you know, again, regardless of any ranking. So I would just say, yeah, just make music that you like and have the, you know, just be yourself. It's very important to feel comfortable within the aesthetic as well. You know, it's I can't imagine what it's like for people that just feel like a product, you know, when there's so much people watching and, you know, listening.
Yeah. And always say yes to an interview with Eurovoxx. I think is good piece of advice to give any.
Definitely.
We've got Tiger Karma Ban. Have you heard any of the songs from Eurovision this year?
To be honest, I've heard very few. Like, I think I heard 2 or 3 or 4, because I was in I was literally studio bound before this whole crazy corona situation, just finishing up the album, and then I was preparing to fly to the US for my first big American festival, which unfortunately that too, South by Southwest, that too was canceled. So I really had no idea what was going on. Like, the only notifications I was getting was, you know, on Instagram, but I didn't actually have the time to sit down and listen. So yeah, the only song I heard was actually Romania's, because some very devoted Romanian fans of mine sent me the track and were like, please tell us what you think. And yeah, and I thought that she had an incredible voice. Yeah, and it was a great production. So yeah, I don't remember what other song I heard. I think I heard the Italian one as well. Was that a ballad?
It was, yeah.
And it was famously there was some video clips of Italians singing the song from their balconies, which is quite spine-tingling.
Oh, really?
To watch.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a beautiful song. It was beautiful to see them singing it.
Yeah, and honestly, my heart goes out to, you know, Italy. What a nightmare! What a nightmare!
Yeah.
I have no words. I mean, obviously this is a global situation, but they've had it really tough there, and I really hope that they come out of it as soon as possible.
Yeah, well, it's what's, you know, we're always looking at the positives, and it's great that we're able to come online and connect with people. It must be for you as well to be able to connect with your fans still and to kind of have that interaction.
Definitely. I mean, thank God for technology. You know, this whole process would have been so different if we didn't have technology, and I think that it makes it bearable, a lot more bearable. I mean, and you know, like we were saying before, I'm just trying to focus on the positives, because especially doing, you know, what I do, and I mean most of us really, but you know, with artists, because we're just working 24/7. You know, it's when it's your personal project, you're just breathing it, like, really 24/7. So it's so hard to stop, and it's hard to take a break, and it's hard to have a day off, you know, when you're working as a freelancer, basically. So you know, now I have time to do things that I was always like, oh, I would love to do this, and I just never had the time to do it. So I'm just trying to take that in and appreciate the changes. Just focus on the positive aspects of these changes, and establish new, you know, daily patterns that I'll eventually, I'm sure that I'm gonna miss when this is all over. So that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, you've been creative in your in your time during the situation. We've heard about your album. We can't wait to hear. Have we got a definite release date yet of when that's going to be available, or is that still being planned?
Unfortunately, no. Again, because it's so hard to plan anything, and we don't. I have no idea when we'll be able to start filming, which is quite, you know, an important part of every releases campaign. But what I could say is that we're definitely going to have a lot of singles come out before the release of the EP. So we're going to be building it, every 2 to 3 months, there's going to be a new song out.
Wow, we can't wait. We can't wait. So everyone, and they'll be released on Spotify, and people will be able to catch them on your YouTube channel, hopefully.
Exactly. Yeah. Spotify, YouTube, and mainly I would say Spotify, but every platform.
So we're going to wrap it up now, but I think you'll agree that music is so important for people right now, and I don't think our viewers would allow us to let you go without singing a bit of Better Love, and I might join in.
Definitely. I know it would kind of be ridiculous if we, close wrap this up without that bit. All right. Should I take it from the verse?
Any way you want to.
Yeah.
All right. Live for the mouse, make me feel ageless. No pain, no gain. Teach me carelessness, and I'm about to see how that's made of. And everything they want from us. No pain, no gain. Once bitten, make way, and I can hide it. I won't fight this yearning feeling inside. Gotta get better love. All that we're after, way to love who you love. Ooh, better love. All that we're after, way to love who you love.
Wow.
Beautiful.
I was higher. That was actually higher than the original.
You still nailed it. It was perfect.
I was able to get through it.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. We know everyone's really appreciated it, and we've loved being able to talk to you again after
guys,
10.
Honestly, likewise, it's always such a pleasure, and I always feel at home. You make it feel so comfortable for everyone, and I'm not easily comfortable. So thank you very much. Thank you for having me. It was lovely chatting, and keep doing the wonderful work that you're doing, and hopefully we could do this again soon.
Oh, well, we would love to. And you keep doing the amazing work that you're doing. We can't wait to hear these new singles coming out. Just before we go, have you got a message for your fans?
Just keep safe, and keep strong, hang in there, and this too shall pass.
Oh,
beautiful.
That is beautiful. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Katerine, thank you so much, and we will see you all again soon. See you guys.
Bye.
Thanks.